Beautiful seeds. It has been a decade, but the losing team is losing no longer. Great time to be alive. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful. Let's go, blue. Let's go. Okay, that's enough of that, but what a win. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is race time for NASCAR 21 Ignition once again on the channel. We are at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the first race of the playoffs. 16 drivers come into this one with a chance to win the championship, and after just 3 races, 4 will be eliminated from championship contention. We'll take a look at the point standings on the upper left-hand corner of the screen, also posted in the community tab on the channel late last night. Denny Hamlin comes in with the regular season championship and the number 1 seed, 25 points above the cutoff line. Tied with him in the number 2 seed is our driver, Christopher Bell. All the way down to the cutoff line right now, the last 2 drivers in on points, Kevin Harvick and Tyler Reddick. Harvick is 2 points to the good, Tyler Reddick 1 point to the good. Ryan Blaney, first driver below the cutoff line at -1 point. Long shot, which may be a legitimate threat to perhaps win the championship. Kyle Larson is 3 points to the negative to start the playoffs out right here. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineup for today's race before the game crashes. As of right now, it looks like it is going to be an all-Hendrick Motorsports front row. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman will be on the front row, both playoff contenders. Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick will be in row 2. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson in row number 3. Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski in row 4. Keselowski won this race in real life back in the 2020 season. Kurt Busch and Matt DiBenedetto will round out the top 10. So of the drivers that qualified inside the top 9, all of which are playoff drivers, and our driver Christopher Bell had qualified 16th for this race here today. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we're about to get this race underway. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. It should be a good night of racing. Billy Kramer, Southern Farms, DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. Rick Ware actually got 2 cars in the playoffs. Yes, the only reason Cody Ware and Josh Bilicki won, remember, was because the race finishing result glitch when we had to simulate to the end of the race at the Roval and Coda because we ran out of gas in the middle of the race. So that is the only reason. That is the only reason that they ended up making it. I got to get the chat on my laptop here before I can start the race. All right, there we go. Now the chat's on. Hopefully you've had a great start to the weekend. Great weekend going so far. Little Saturday evening action on the channel. First race of the playoffs. Here we go. Will we see drama? We'll have to wait and see. Coming off the short track of Richmond where we saw a bit of it between the RCR cars of Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick. But the green flag is in the air as Chase Elliott will lead the field to the green. 10 races to decide a champion. Bell on the outside lane on the start, loses 4 positions with a big block down the back straightaway on the 14 of Chase Briscoe. 1 car's all the way down to the apron of the racetrack. That would be the 3 of Austin Dillon. He washes way up the track, almost into another driver himself. Another spot lost for Bell. Bell loses 5 spots on the opening lap of the race. 301 laps, 301 miles scheduled for tonight's race. We'll see if they can make it to the end. Now that we're in the playoffs, we cannot afford a DNF. Very inconsistent season for Bell. He does have 12 top 10s and 9 top 5s on the season with 6 wins, but those races he was not able to get top 10s in majority of the time. They were very, very poor finishes, and you can tell he is struggling with the car early on in dirty air. Wasn't this bad with the handling and qualifying. I'm thinking it is the dirty air in front of him that is making the car even tighter. R6, welcome to the stream as well. I was shocked Michigan won by as many as they did. 3 wide to the inside. Suarez and Newman fighting their way through. A little contact with Chastain. Bell does not look like he has a lot of speed in this race car right now. Daniel Suarez just bumped the car wide as well. They have been going 2 and 3 wide underneath Bell. Bell's just trying to keep the car clean. That's why he's getting out of the gas, letting these guys go when they get underneath him with those dive bomb moves. 3x3 still behind him. 3 wide in front. Suarez to the apron on entry. Bell has got a super, super tight race car right now in corner entry. He is struggling mightily back to the 32nd position. Only 25 points above the cutoff line. You cannot afford to have a bad race. James Davidson gasses it up in the middle of the corner, and he almost got into the back of Christopher Bell. Again, Bell trying to keep his car clean. 5 laps in, so far so good. Outside of the fact that Bell has literally dropped 16 positions since the start. Indeed, no, let's go blue. I just could not believe what happened today. I figured we had a chance because of how good we were. This is definitely the best I've seen Michigan maybe ever in my lifetime. And, you know, that alone, I figured we had a chance, but Ohio State was so good this year. I think the field conditions with the, you know, wet weather probably slowed down Ohio State's offense just enough to help us, but although it slowed them down, Stroud still threw for like 400 yards. So, I mean, it was a slowdown, but it wasn't a complete halt by any means. We put up 42 points? I just didn't think that would happen. I figured if we were going to win, it was going to have to be a really low-scoring defensive game, and I was really wrong on that. But Bell needs to get this car quickened up and fast. It's only scheduled to be anywhere between a 2 to 3 pit stop race today. I'd probably assume it's going to be a 3-stop race. But they're going to have to make some massive adjustments here when they get to that first stop because Bell just cannot get the handling right in his race car. He just dominated on the last short track at Richmond in the regular season finale to get that 6th win of the season. He's trying to break a little earlier into the corner. Trying to help himself out as much as he can in the dirty air. He's starting to pull away from the cars behind him. And he has pulled closer to the 15 of Davidson. Have a guy that drove for Chase Elliott driving our truck at Five Flag Speedway. I gotta like process that in my brain for a second to figure out what you're trying to say. We have a guy that drove for Chase Elliott. Like what? Chase Elliott owns like a race team or something? Am I getting that right? 11 people watch right now, only 1 like. Smash the like button if you are watching right now, and subscribe if you're new for more daily NASCAR content. Very early going of not only this race, but again the playoffs. Next race is at Nashville, and then Road America is the round of 16. Nashville race scheduled for noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, so it's going to be a quick turnaround to race 2 of the playoffs. And this is not where Christopher Bell wants to be in the early going to this one. Is battling at the back of the pack right now as he clears James Davidson down the back straightaway after rolling through turns 1 and 2 pretty well. Bell is very, very, very much struggling with a very tight race car. It's a good drive off underneath Ty Dillon, though. See if he can carry that momentum to the inside of Austin Cindric into turn 1. He's going to try to drive it in a little deeper this time. He gets to the inside of Cindric. Still tight. Oh, man, barely cleared. Cindric off the exit of turn 2. Cindric may have gotten out of the gas and let Bell in line. I want to be able to arc the corner off, start high, and kind of pinch it off in the center. I can't do that, though, because the car is tight no matter whether Bell enters high or enters low into the corner. Just cannot get it to roll on entry all the way into the middle. He can get it on exit of the corner, but that's after he slows the car down so much to be able to get it to turn. We do have stability help on, so that's probably a major reason for it, as well as the dirty air itself. That's to make it to the end of the races. So Last night, stability helped at Richmond. We were the fastest car on the racetrack. Tonight at New Hampshire, unfortunately, when the playoffs actually do begin, not a good start for Christopher Bell, but a long race still to go, and she's got to keep it clean to try to stay out of trouble. Oh boy, Anthony Alfredo really tried to pinch Bell that time. Bell had half of his car down to the apron of the racetrack. Tried to stay as low as he could and stay out of the way of the 38. Bell sends it into turn 3. That's one way to get around the 38. And he's back inside the top 30. So he dropped from 16th to 34th at the start. He's picked up 4 spots over the last 4 laps. Trying to pick up another on the 53 of Joey Gase. So maybe Bell can have a little bit better long run speed. We'll have to wait and see. The good news is we have 2 Rick Ware cars in the round of 16. I don't want to say it's a guarantee that they're going to be knocked out. We could end up DNFing and have a randomized finishing order again that could help them out. But if that does not happen, it is going to be an uphill climb for sure, even though they're only a couple points. In fact, each of them are only 1 point below the cutoff line. But it just does not look likely for them. Ungode, welcome to the stream. Oh man, Bell got back in the gas too soon. Had to lift there to keep it off the wall off turn 4. Congrats, Michigan. Now if Auburn can make my day. Well, good luck to your Auburn Tigers. That will only help Michigan even more, just in case we lose the Big Ten title game next week. So I will be rooting against Bama. Oh, got really pinched off by Chastain. Not enough, though. There wasn't any contact. Bell was able to stay to the inside of the 42. Getting into turn 3. So hard to pass here at New Hampshire. Bell got back into the gas a little too soon. Had to lift off the exit. Chastain holds on the outside. I'm going to try to enter in wider this time. 74 degrees, bright sunny day at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Well, at least Missouri still made a bowl game for your sake, though. Barely, but they made it. Restall Cup, welcome to the stream. Another pass for position. Bell finally made his way around Chastain. It has been taking a couple laps to pass each car. It seems like Bell's trying to pass. A lot of traffic in front of him. Actually got the car to roll on the outside that time through 1 and 2. And look at Bell just rocket ship right by the Rocket Man himself, Ryan Newman. Track where he's got a few career wins at, right here at New Hampshire. He's got a couple modified series wins here back in the early 2010s as well. Rolls the bottom to get by the 43 of Eric Jones. Drives it in deep under Suarez. So that initial start was not good with Bell stuck on the outside. Being patient, drop it in the back. It's a hard sacrifice, especially in a playoff race, but it was better than wrecking the race car, trying to fight his way back down to the bottom and slowly making up this ground back again. Drives it in deep underneath Suarez. Yeah, when you go under 100 miles an hour consistently on this game, there's a lot of smoke, so I'm not locking the tires up for anybody wondering. It's just doing that for whatever reason. I'm not even on the brakes right now. I'm on the gas and there's still smoke. I'm not spinning the tires either. Dodgers and Harvick fan, welcome to the stream. Currently in 24th. Yeah, sorry again you can't see the leaderboard. I don't know where to put those. The live, I mean, I guess I could put it like at the top of the screen. Means there's no rear view mirror. I'll try to figure that out for Nashville tomorrow. I'm rolling with a bit of a block. On Bell that time, Bell goes really low, center off, using all the racetrack. Go blue indeed. I wish I was there. I wish I was there, but you know, the sacrifice of not being there, still got to watch it on TV, and I'm still here with you guys right now. I mean, we still would have been able to stream if I went to the game. It just wouldn't be until like 7, 8 o'clock, but I didn't get to go to a game at all this year. And I didn't go last year because of COVID. They weren't allowing fans. I had a consistent streak of going a few years in a row there. It's not last year. Bell pulls up, clears the 10 of Almirola. He's going to go low to try and block him into turn 1 as well. 3 wide to the inside. Bell drives it in really deep. LaJoie trying to pinch him off. Bell is still staying down on the inside. Still 3 wide. Hops in line behind him. LaJoie almost gets into the side of Stenhouse now. Bell's going to go to the outside 3 wide. Stenhouse, the first driver who did not make the playoffs as far as the point standings go. Not enough room to go 3 wide up the exit of turn 4. Bell had to lift, and again, he'll try the bottom. Shooting the gap. Oh, drills the side of Corey LaJoie. That didn't work. That cut all the momentum off of the 20. That almost knocked him into the 47 of Stenhouse as well. Fur Express, welcome to the stream. A.K.A. Me More. Great crossover that time. Now Bell gets a better drive off. 3 wide down the front straightaway. He's going to drive it in deep into turn 1, but so does LaJoie in the middle. Great racing in the early going here at New Hampshire for the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. Still 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. Tell you what, New Hampshire brings out the best racing on this channel for whatever reason. At least between NASCAR Heat 5 and at least the first 28 laps of this NASCAR 21 Ignition race. Oh, cannot make a pass here. LaJoie and Stenhouse have been stuck side by side. Bell has tried to make the moves down to the bottom 3 wide. He's got to be using a lot of his tires up. Stenhouse almost cleared LaJoie. Bell blows the corner into the side of Custer. That runs the 41 up the track, but I guess that's what he had to do to be able to clear the 7 and the 47. Still side by side with Custer into turn 1. He's going to try to late break into turn 1. He's starting to push it a little too hard. It was a lot further up the track than what he probably should have, but he still holds clear off the exit of the corner. What is my least favorite paint scheme from this year? I have no clue. Honestly, I did not like that Kevin Harvick Busch scheme with the dogs on it. I thought it was an ugly green. I honestly thought it was a really, really ugly green car. Harvick's usually had some really good Busch beer paint schemes. That was pretty bad. Man, big time corner there. Bell sent it into turns 3 and 4. He barely cleared Kurt Busch. He's made it into the top half of the field, now up to 18. That William Byron paint scheme that last race of the season was pretty bad, too. I don't know what that was. I'll try to keep you guys updated on the leaderboard throughout the course of the race as much as I possibly can. Right now, Bell is in 18th. 31 laps in, caution free up to this point as well. Right now in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, or most of the left-hand side of the screen, are the playoff standings coming into the playoff opener today. I have not tried a wheel yet. I don't have one that actually works right now, so I don't plan on going out to buy a new one. Not for this game. Not worth my money. Yeah, Bowman's scheme at Nashville was pretty good. I don't think it was the best scheme at Nashville, though. I honestly like that Gravedigger Harvick car. He ran that same race as well. Boss Brody, welcome to the stream. Big line of traffic right now. A lot of lead lap cars, but there is a mix of some slower lap cars in here as well. They're starting to pick them up and put them down. Underneath McDowell down the front straightaway for 16th. Just past Bubba Wallace in turns 3 and 4 as well. Oh, working his way forward, looking like he's got a long run race car here today. In a game that doesn't bring out a lot of cautions, that could be a huge benefactor for Christopher Bell to try and go for back-to-back wins. It'll be the second time this year he will go for back-to-back if he can win this race. And in the back of Matt DiBenedetto that time. Middle of the corner, that moved him up off the exit of turn 4. Bell's definitely still battling tight conditions with this race car. Gonna plan on making an adjustment when they get to the first stop of the day. Barely cleared his teammate, Martin Truex Jr. Look at Truex go up the track tight in the middle of the corner. 20 moved up in front of him. This is a 750 horsepower low downforce racetrack. Fell into the side of Austin Dillon now. We'll bump and run to move to 11th. Oh, Blaney just drilled Christopher Bell right in the middle of the corner. He just ran down into the side of him. That stalled Bell's momentum out. Bell's going to outbrake Blaney into turn number 3, and now Bell has made his way to the top 10 for the first time tonight. Still a lot of 2x2 traffic in front of him. Going to pull up and clear Logano. Now he's going to be aggressive and go to the high side. On the Hendrick Chevys of Chase Elliott, William Byron, Larson's going to move up the track now. He's got nowhere to go. Bell's in the wall for the first time. He did clear Elliott, though, before getting into the wall. Larson tried to cross over his teammate Byron. No major damage to the 20. All the way down to the bottom 3 wide, clearing Larson. And Byron going underneath Harvick for a top 5 position on the racetrack. Bell has marched his way from 34th. After qualifying 16th, moved backwards to 34th, but now he's in the top 5 off the exit of turn 2 as he pushes really wide, almost into the wall. Busch trying to make a pass now for 3rd on Reddick. Reddick with a block. Middle of the corner. Scheider goes wide. Busch goes wide in the center of the corner. Bell with a crossover. Reddick really able to hold that bottom lane most of the way through the corner. Bell slides in line barely between Reddick and Busch. Busch had to lift out of the gas. He gave his teammate more room. Bell drives it in deep to the outside. Way too deep, and he's in the wall. Oh, that's going to cost him a lot of time here. Harvick, Larson underneath him. He has to give up more spots. Big gamble that did not pay off for Christopher Bell. So easy to push the cars too hard in this game. Saw Bell do it right there. Second time he's gotten into the wall, both within the last 3 laps. Looking to try and make a 3-wide move underneath Larson. Thinks better of it this time around. He's going to try the outside, and he's going to go 3 wide there. On Harvick and Larson. Busch again gets tight in the center of the corners. Bell going to have enough room to make the pass work. What a move! 3 wide on the outside at New Hampshire. Pulls low to be able to block down into turn 1. And Larson puts the bumper to Christopher Bell. Remember, these two have a history. Back at Dover earlier this season on another short track, Larson had dumped Christopher Bell. And in a playoff race, I don't think anybody wants to really have that happen to him. Larson going way up the track now, trying to pinch the 20 of Christopher Bell. Bell trying to hang on the corner panel of Kyle Larson. And he turns him! Oh! Retaliation! Christopher Bell has dumped Kyle Larson, and we got a caution. Bell said, "No more, I have had enough." And he has just absolutely dumped Kyle Larson here in New Hampshire. The rivalry has reignited on the short track paperclip at the Magic Mile. And we have our first caution of the race today. Bell not going to repair any damage. He did that cleanly. Hopefully everybody got through that. Sorry for anybody who got collected in it behind, but not having it. Not having it. A lot of cars pitting under the caution are first of the race at lap 43. We'll restart at lap 49. Christopher Bell wins the race off of pit road. He'll restart for the lead. Green flag back in the air at the Magic Mile. Chris Buescher on the restart trying to go to the outside. Lap car of Alfredo in the way. Here comes Busch now. Oh, Buescher gets blocked by Alfredo, the slow car. And here comes Bell on the inside. Buescher runs into him. Buescher ran into the side of the 20. Oh, man, he really drove it off deep into turn 3. And here comes Busch to the inside. Kyle Busch to the lead at New Hampshire. Bell looking for a counter. He doesn't have a great short run race car. But he doesn't want to lose too much track position this time like he did at the start of the race. Bell missed turn 3. Big time. Buescher going to get underneath and Bell will block down the straightaway. Man, that 17 car looks really strong. Definitely had some drivers get trapped a lap down. Alfredo was 18th. So I'm guessing that the top 17 are on the lead lap still. Crowd goes wild. Go wild for every pass on the racetrack. I'm sure they were all probably... They were probably booing Bell. I think Larson's kind of appreciated by the NASCAR fan base for the most part. And they were probably booing me for that. Even though Larson hit me first and he dumped me back at Dover earlier this year. Bell was not having any sort of issue here with Larson. That's the last guy he wants to deal with. Larson costed him a win earlier in the season. The last 40 laps at the other 1 mile racetrack. The Monster Mile to the Magic Mile. I'm trying to get this outside lane to work. Kyle Busch is taking off right now. No lap traffic. He looks like he might have the fastest race car in the field. And down onto the bottom. It's the only problem with trying to diamond the corner off and run the outside on entry is you give up the bottom lane. Bell's going to go low down the front straightaway. He's going to enter a lot lower into turns 1 and 2 this time, trying to make sure that Logano doesn't get underneath him, but Bell gets tight line behind the 17. That's the nice thing with going to the outside, too, is Buescher's not running there, so you can get some clean air and get a little bit better turn in the race car. So Bell is able to drive it in a lot deeper. Again, he gives up on entry to Logano. Is Logano going to be able to stay there, though, down the straightaway? Big block by Bell. And Logano trying to put the bumper now to Christopher Bell, but Bell hangs on. Bell just trying to hold these guys off. He's got 400 cars right behind him. Logano, Harvick, Byron Blaney, all playoff drivers. Only non-playoff driver that we know of, at least inside the top 8, is Chris Buescher in second. Bell hard into turn one. He goes really wide. About blew the corner. Harvick going wide himself, and Logano gets back underneath him. They're side by side, as well as Blaney and Byron just behind him. Are side by side for sixth. Busher not pulling away for Christopher Bell after passing him. A couple laps after that last restart. Really good corner in turns 3 and 4 for Bell. Look at the run. Dives to the inside of Busher for second. Just doesn't have good enough turn in the car. Oh, really, really tight that time. And he had to lift. And now he's trying to block the 22. Oh, man, and he almost got back into the 4. Bell's got himself in a sandwich. Heavy contact with the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Logano trying to clear everybody. Still contact. Here comes Blaney to the inside. They're still 3 wide down the front stretch into turn 1. This is not a good spot to be. Harvick not giving Bell a lot of room. They made contact the corner before. Got to be careful not to rub a tire. Blaney pulls up now in front of the 20. Oh, careful. Bell's still on the inside of Harvick. Good old short track racing here today at New Hampshire thus far. Tempers beating and banging. Harvick finally gets a drive off turn 2 and is able to blow past Christopher Bell down the back straightaway. Bell got a great run though in 3 and 4. At the same corner, he was able to get to the inside of Busher. He just couldn't complete the pass there. Stays inside of Harvick. Side drafted him just enough. See if he can do that down the back straightaway. No. Has to hop in line. Great corner exit. Bell's going to morph in line between Blaney and Harvick down the front straightaway. He'll pull out of line to try and make the pass on Blaney, and he blows the corner well enough that he gets into Logano. Kyle Busch is 4 seconds ahead. Oh man, almost some contact between Bell and Harvick. Bell drives it really deep into 1. Trying to get to the inside of the 22. A great drive off turn 4. Bell to the inside of Logano. Not going to be able to make the pass in 1 and 2 this time. Logano going to get a run. Bell again hops in line behind. Logano's really good off the exit of turn 2. Bell really tried to gun it. Big time slide job, and he actually got a good run off the exit of 4 to hold clear of the 22 of Logano. Now he's got to run to the inside of Busher into turns 1 and 2. Busher drove it in deeper. This allows for Bell to be able to get back to the gas a little sooner. Bell going for second place on Chris Busher. Bell has not let a green flag lap yet. Oh man, Busher almost turned the 20. He was trying to pinch him, and he about right hooked him into the wall. That slowed Busher up more than it slowed Bell up, and now Logano's underneath Busher for third. Kyle Busch still getting away. I know Bell's got a pretty good long-run race car, though, so I would assume when we get to lap traffic, and Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell will be a lot closer to one another over time. Seems like Bell's car is starting to slowly come to him as well compared to the rest of the field. The race at New Hampshire, I think of Denny Hamlin winning it. He might win this one today. I think he was in second before the caution. If I'm not mistaken. I didn't mean to drive the corner that deep. I was looking at the chat too long. It's almost in the grass. Fly Guy only 773. Welcome to the stream, gosh. Second corner in a row. I've looked at the chat, just missed it. One, I missed it a little too low, and then the next I missed it a little too high. Gano and Blaney closing in. How good those Penske cars could be at New Hampshire. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the early going of today's race. Bell's getting a little tighter off the exit of turn 4. That's second lap in a row at that area of the racetrack. He's had to lift a little bit extra. It's a little bit tighter off the exit of turn 4. There's a little bit more space to run off the exit of turn 2. I'll grip it up that outside lane, though, all the way through 1 and 2, all the way through 3 and 4. May have brushed the wall a bit off turn 4 that time. Really cuts the corner through 1 and 2. Flip 500, welcome to the stream. Bell's definitely closing in on Kyle Busch. Again, that long run speed is coming to Bell. Kind of polar opposite from the career mode race back on NASCAR Heat 5 at New Hampshire, where we had a short run car. And it was a long run we were trying to hold on for dear life. Once we got like 40 laps into the run, our car really fell off. This one, roles are completely reversed. About 25 laps into the run now. Again, Bell's still trying to chase Busch to get that first green flag lap led. Seen a lot of great racing so far. Bell had a really good corner through 3 and 4. And he is definitely running down the 18 of Kyle Busch in a hurry. Busch, and his lead is trimmed down to less than a second. Christopher Bell is the man on the mission. A lot of lap traffic coming up very soon. It's about to get pretty interesting. What an exit to turn 4. Bell actually had to lift to keep it off the back of Kyle Busch. Gonna dive low into turns 1 and 2. Bell trying to run the 18 up the track. Now he diamonds a corner off exit, still side by side for the lead. Bell hops in line again behind the 18. Really good drive down the back straightaway. So now Bell has caught the 18 car. We'll see if he can get around him to the outside. Kyle really pinching Bell off there quite a bit. Oh man, Bell got back in the gas too soon. Really hard to time that on the outside when you get on older tires. Especially when you have a car underneath you. Backed up turns 3 and 4 really well though. And again, he's got to run to the inside of the 18 into turn 1. Bell trying to race his teammate Busch as cleanly as he can. Busch is so good off the exit of turn 2, though. Undercuts the corner. And again, Bell to the inside of Busch. Busch led that lap at the line. Crowd on the edge of their seat. The JGR Toyotas battle for the lead in turns 1 and 2 again. Bell still underneath Busch. I don't think he's clear. Into 3. And now he's clear off turn 4. New leader, Christopher Bell, has led his first green flag lap of the day as we're at lap 81. Kyle Busch going to try the bottom lane now into turns 1 and 2 and maybe try to put on a crossover. Not going to happen. Bell gets the drive off the exit of 2. That higher lane, and finally, Christopher Bell has taken the lead here today at the Magic Mile. Oh, he just overran turn 3, almost put the car in the wall, and here comes Busch back to the bottom again. Bell pinched him off, though, in the center of the corner. But look at the launch off turn 4 Christopher Bell got. Blows around the first lap car of David Reagan. A lot more to come from following that pass on Reagan. They're 2x2 up here, also off the exit of turn 4. Very wide underneath 14 of Briscoe. Oh, 51 of Davidson still up there. Contact Bell into him. Sorry, that is the 51 of Ware, not the 15 of Davidson. Can cross Christopher Bell a little bit. 3 wide up the middle. McLeod a little slower. A lot of great racing. We're only in the first third of tonight's race. Hopefully we have a lot more good action to come from what we have already seen. First caution was back on lap 44. We saw a pit stop right after that. So these guys could probably take it quite a ways before they have to make their second stop of the day. We'll have to wait and see if we get any more cautions. Definitely gonna have to make sure I don't repair damage. We do make that pit stop. Poor Kurt Busch is back in the 28th position right now. Cody Ware outside the top 35 in this race. And I believe Josh Bilicki was back there right around where Cody Ware was as well. So 3 of the 16 playoff drivers outside the top 25 in the running order so far. Again, you are just tuning in. Christopher Bell leads at lap 88 of 3:01. There was contact between Bell and Kyle Larson earlier on in the race. It's led to Bell dumping Larson midway down the front straightaway here at New Hampshire, bringing out that first and only caution. And a rivalry that sparked back at Dover on the Monster Mile earlier on in the season, about midway through the regular season. It got reignited here. We haven't seen Reddick and Austin Dillon run near each other on the racetrack yet. They were giving each other no room most of the night last night. Those two being teammates. Maybe Richard Childress himself sat him in his office and it's like, listen, you need to settle down. Cool thing about a Bell and Larson rivalry for us is they kind of had a mini feud earlier this season too, so it's somewhat realistic. Denny Hamlin's back to 18th. He's not having a good running. Came in as the #1 seed in the round of 16 of the playoffs. He won the regular season championship with 3 wins, but not a good start here. I'll tell you what, Kyle Busch, knowing he has definitely the best short run car of the night, if it comes down to a short run at the end of the race, what's going to go down? Because Kyle Busch has won 2 of the last 3 races. He won back-to-back before Bell ended up winning last night at Richmond. Heard Chris Buescher's a great dirt track driver. There's a lot of good dirt track drivers in the Cup Series. Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman. I don't know so much about Blaney. I mean, he ran good at Dirt Bristol earlier this season, even with a wrecked race car. Still got a top 10. Both his dad and his uncle raced in the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series full-time for a while. And his dad, Dave Blaney's a multi-time champion in the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series, too. So definitely got some family ties with dirt racing. Justin Allgaier's pretty good dirt racer also. I know he's not in the Cup Series full-time, but he runs Xfinity Series full-time. Anyone go to Phoenix Spring 2020? I did not. I've never been to Phoenix. I want to go for the championship next year, though. That's my goal. Get to see the Daytona 500 next year, the most important race of the season. Or the biggest race of the season and the most important race of the year with the championship race at the end of the season. So that'll be exciting. A couple other bigger races on the schedule, of course, with the Dirt Bristol race and a Talladega race next year as well. I plan on going to. So should be a fun trip. Fun set of trips again. Gateway with the first race on the Cup schedule should be a big event. A lot of clean room to run right now in front of Christopher Bell as we creep up on lap 100. Best lap of the race so far for Bell's a 29.770. We'll have to see what this lap's going to be at the start-finish line this time. All by himself, he ran a 31.595. Again, he qualified 16th, which I think is kind of a testament of the short run speed of this car, because we've seen him kind of struggle. He didn't fall back worse than 6th. After that last restart, compared to the start of the race when he went from 16th back to 34th because he was stuck on the outside. But way to be patient in the early going of the race to keep the car out of trouble, because in the first 100 laps he's been able to get to the lead. Currently Bell has led the last 17 laps as of the start-finish line that last time by. Led a couple laps under the caution flag as well when he won the race out of the pits during the yellow. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Ends of the race at your hometown track when he was a kid or teenager. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he is from Wisconsin. I remember you saying that you're from northern Wisconsin. Paul Menard, also from Wisconsin, I believe. Alan Kulwicki. As far as NASCAR drivers go. I think Ty Majeski's from Wisconsin, too. Giant pack of cars racing their way into turn 3 right now that Bell will be closing in on over the next couple of laps. 100 laps complete, 201 laps to go this time by for Bell. Long ways, at least 2 more pit stops still. I'm not sure with that first caution exactly what the pit window is here. Not raced here on the career mode or the custom schedule season. It's the first trip to New Hampshire on the channel on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Martin Truex Jr. trying to go 3 wide to the inside. Bell slid the tires quite a bit getting into turn 1, trying to slow the car up. Still gets a pretty good exit off turn 4. Actually had to jam on the brakes down the front straightaway there as Austin Dillon and a couple of the cars got checked up. They were 3 wide on entry into 3, and I think that's why some of the cars, like Dillon and Wallace, a couple other cars in front of them also checked up. The Benedetto up here at 14. Oh, jeez. Benedetto ran into from behind by Bell. Bell tried to hop out of line, and he waited a little too long. Benedetto moves up in front of him now. I saw my controller battery was low. Don't worry, guys. I'll change it at the next pit stop. Or caution, whatever comes first. Just less than 200 laps to go. Bell schools it in on Kyle Larson. Looks like Larson's still inside the top 10. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Larson runs Tyler Reddick up the track. Larson still on the aggressive nature in this one, even though it bit him earlier. Bell's just hoping he gets by Larson cleanly. 52 of Bilicki up towards the high side. Stalling up Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman. Bell to the inside of Kyle Larson into turn 3. Blows past him. Larson is in 9th. But now he's the first car 1 lap down. Bell beats him back to the gas and pulls away. So Bell makes a clean pass on Larson and his teammate, Chase Elliott, through turns 3 and 4. Dick Trickle, Dave Marcus also. And Joey Gase. Bilicki. The Sodders. Did not know that. Man, yeah, Wisconsin's... It's a big name for NASCAR. It's a big names from NASCAR, I should say. Live right next to Charlotte Speedway. Oh, nice, nice. I was at the Coke 600 last season. Then I was at the Roval in 2019 also. Been to the Hall of Fame once. Penske Race Shop once. Been to North Wilkesboro twice. Not for an actual race, but just to stop by and see the track both times I was in the Charlotte area, so that was pretty cool. Kind of eerie, too, at the same time, but... Be kind of cool I can get a before and after picture if they end up getting to run races there again. Elijah Washington, welcome to the stream. Bristol or Martinsville? Bristol. Definitely Bristol. I love both racetracks. I have since I was a kid, but Bristol's always been my favorite. And they both had great races this year, but... And Bristol's like my... if I could adopt Bristol as my child, I would. AP Sports, welcome to the stream. Almost missed the race. We're not quite halfway yet. Lap 108 of 301. Bell leads. Only 5 cars on the lead lap right now. We've had 1 caution in the race today. Bell and Larson feud mixed in. Raced cleanly around each other the last time through. We still got more races to come in the playoffs. That feud has crossed over 2 races now on short tracks. We still got more short tracks to come this season. Byron in 5th, going to go a lap down. Harvick and Blaney running 3rd and 4th, just getting around Joey Gase off turn 4, and Bell is coming for them both. Bell's definitely got the fastest long run car. Kyle Busch definitely by far has the best short run car. He pulled out to about a 4-second lead before Bell started running down about 25 to 30 laps after the restart. Took him 32 laps to get back to the lead after that said restart. Yeah, that's when you know you're close, when you can hear the cars. The racetrack from your house. That's pretty cool. Well, it's pretty cool to me. I guess if you're like from Nashville, they don't like that for some reason. If anybody understands that reference. So Kurt Busch a couple laps down to 27. Not the way he wanted to start the playoffs. Kurt came in 5 points to the good. Sorry, 6 points to the good. It's pretty tight though when 25 points separates first through 15. That's pretty insane. Really, if you want to go down to Larson, who was the 16th seed coming into the playoffs. I mean, the field's only separated by 27 points from 1st through 16th to start the playoffs. We'll just get back into the gas there. Just kind of jumped into it a little too quick. See, Tiger Woods is hitting golf balls again. I did not see that. That's awesome. Awesome to hear. Bell would like to be able to lap the field if he could possibly do so with Kyle Busch in 2nd place. Busch is now the next car in line in front of Bell. Zachary Schuchman, welcome to the stream. No, I didn't see anything about Kyle Busch having Monster Energy as a sponsor. Well, how many races is he running Monster Energy? Because I'm sure it's not for the full season. I'm sure we'll still see Interstate batteries, especially M&Ms and Skittles on his car. Some points throughout the course of the season. They've been with him ever since he went to Joe Gibbs Racing. Really, all 3 of those sponsors have been with him ever since 2008. Interstate Batteries have been with the 18 team even before Kyle Busch, J.J. Yaley, Bobby Labonte for a long time. Even back when they first started, that 18 team with Dale Jarrett drove for him. In the early 90s, they had Interstate Batteries on the car. Bell just passed Kyle Busch that last lap. Well, place I think I'm going to get in, I'm guessing you're saying in the race. Well, Bell's definitely got the fastest long run car. It's going to be a matter of how this race is going to end. Will it be on a long run or a short run? Because Christopher Bell's got the fastest long run car. He does have a lap on the field now after just passing 2nd place Kyle Busch, who definitely has the fastest short run car for the first 25 to 30 laps. But it's also going to depend, how the running order gets randomized through these cautions. I had one so far today. Didn't really get randomized at all, luckily. For the most part. Hopefully, if we get any more cautions, it stays that way. We'll just have to wait and see. Could make for an easier day for Bell, or it could make for an uphill climb. Who knows? Considering how tight the playoff standings were coming into this race alone today, and knowing how bad Bell was at Nashville earlier this season, DNFing a lap 13, he would prefer to win this race just in case he has a similar outcome to the Nashville race tomorrow afternoon. I haven't raced at Road America yet in this game. That's the last race of the round, so a bit of an unknown there. That would be the first Cup race at Road America since the 1950s. They kept going to wreck. I hope not. Really hope not. Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch, not Kyle Busch. You got your Bushes mixed up there. Kurt Busch is going to 23-11. Kyle Busch is with JGR still. And Kurt had Monster Energy on his car when he was with Chip Ganassi Racing. Gear Wrench and Monster Energy, as far as I know, have been the only two sponsors for Kurt Busch since he went to Chip Ganassi Racing in 2019. I don't know if Gear Wrench is staying with him or not, but I know... Definitely know for sure Monster Energy was going with him. Oh man, Bell into the wall. Look, he had a great run off the exit of turn 2 as he gets underneath the 51 of Cody Ware. Side by side for 33rd between the Rick Ware cars. Bell goes 3 wide to the bottom into 3 and 4 to pass them both, putting them another lap down as they're the last two in the running order of the playoff drivers. Kind of expect that for all 3 races in this round, but hey, they're guaranteed a top 16 points finish. One of them's going to get a top 15 points finish. Guaranteed. Due to the randomization of the simulated finish at Coda and the Roval. Yeah, 4 manufacturers Kurt Busch is driving for. Think about Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart drove for Chevy and Pontiac. I don't think they switched to Fords until after he retired. I think he went to Ford after he retired, so I don't... But he was at least associated with Ford, considering he's a owner and his team is Ford, so he's associated with them there, and he might associate himself with Dodge, too. Speculation, of course, based off of recent rumors. Something's happened to Kyle Larson. He's back to 16th now. He was in 9th place not that long ago. I wonder if he might have short pitted. It's kind of hard to tell. Somehow he is behind Bell. I'm not sure how. Bell just completely missed turn 3. I would imagine green flag pit stops are going to be fairly soon. Excuse me, we're at lap 130. Well, obviously, if I had the choice, Hendrick Motorsports would be the team I'd sign with. Alright, so there it is. So, according to Christopher Bell's crew chief, he is running a little low on fuel right now. We've got some other drivers pitting. Of course, Larson pit just a couple laps ago, and he's closing in fast on the 20 of Bell. They'll stay out just in case we get a caution, but he will have to pit very soon. Kyle Busch is in the pit lane already, trying to short pit and make up some time. Bell's going to blow turns 1 and 2. And he's just going to let the 5 of Larson go underneath him. Oops. Bell into the back of Larson down the back straightaway. Larson checked up behind Austin Dillon. And Bell will pit this time, not going to risk it any further on fuel. So no adjustments here for Christopher Bell. It'll be 4 tires and fuel. I thought the game was going to spin me out there for a second. First green flag stop of the day, lap 131. So it'll be a 4-stop race. It was originally scheduled for a 3-stop race. It's 4 stops because of that caution back at lap 44. I'd win all 36 races. I like how he picked Rick Ware, too. I would assume that Christopher Bell's still going to come out with the race lead out of the pit lane. I don't think he had that fast of a stop, though. We've seen cautions in the middle of green flag pit stops a lot in this game, but we did not see one there at least. Kyle Busch is actually back to third place. You know, he's got a pretty fast short run race car. He's going to try to unlap himself on Christopher Bell. I think Blaney's in 11th. I'm not sure who's in second. Contact with the back of Cody Ware off the exit of turn 2. Bell going to pull up and clear him down the back straightaway. Go-Kart King, welcome to the stream. Busch making his way past Benedetto right now through 1 and 2. Trying to run down his teammate Bell to get back on the lead lap and maybe hope for a quick caution. Assuming that the caution doesn't trap him lap down like it does most of the field when we're leading at a caution waves. Busch is definitely faster than Bell right now. He is just kind of creeping up on him. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming out of the pits. Front of Bell. Bell just completely blew turns 3 and 4. Got a pretty good drive off, though. And try to stay in front of Busch. Busch got off of turn 2 really well. He's looking to the outside of Christopher Bell. Bell's just going to let his teammate Kyle Busch go. Not going to fight him here. He knows Busch has a much faster race car at this point in the run. So again, that's just going into Bell racing smart. Wanted to time in the corner off. Didn't realize Austin Dillon was there. Dillon, one of the playoff drivers, in 12th place. With 2 laps down then. Trying to get one of those laps back. Out to the outside. Not going to work that time. Austin Dillon makes a pass on the inside, getting one of his 2 laps back on Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin just blew past Ricky Stenhouse Jr. into turns 3 and 4. Bell just not strong first 25 to 30 laps of the run. I wonder if Kyle Larson's in second because he had short pitted and was the first car to hit the pits multiple laps before even the second car hit pit lane. Kyle Busch was in second. I don't know who would have gotten by him. Speaking of getting by, DiBenedetto has just cleared Christopher Bell now. Bell looking back to the inside down the front stretch and into turn 1. Yeah, one caution so far. Bell dumped Larson after Larson gave Bell the boot the lap before. Reignited rivalry from Dover, but outside of that, that is the only caution or wreck that we have seen in this race. A lot of good hard racing those first, really, 80 to 90 laps. Been pretty tame since. Cycled through green flag pit stops about 10 to 15 laps ago. Gets back by Matt DiBenedetto. Hamlin to the inside of Matty D. The New Hampshire. You saying like it's like a new track? This is New Hampshire. That is also what you're asking. The New Hampshire. There's only one New Hampshire. $18 likes on the stream so far, still just shy of the halfway mark. We had 34 likes on last night's stream at Richmond. Right to Christopher Bell's victory. Appreciate that. Last time, you guys have done a great job. We're on pace to breaking that here tonight. Well, slides back around Kyle Busch. I think that's the point of the run where Bell's car is starting to come to him. But Kyle Larson is in second place, by the way. So short pitting has worked out for Larson. He's the last and only other car in the lead lap that's not Bell. We'll see if Bell can blow around him. Larson's on even older tires than, say, Kyle Busch. Bell to the inside of Larson. Pulls up in front of him now up the, I should say, well before getting into turn 3. No issues that time either. Kyle Busch to the outside in turns 3 and 4, trying to pass Kyle Larson for second place. He'll clear him off turn 4 with fresher tires. So Larson's starting to slip backwards in the running order. It was worth the risk, though. Never know if we could have gotten a caution. I'd be shocked if that was the only caution we're going to see today. Was that one back on lap 44. Went green at lap 49, so it's been almost a 100-lap green flag run. Yeah, now up to 22 likes. There we go. You guys are killing it right now. "100% race. That'll do 25% races. I mainly only do 100% races. There's only 4 50% races scheduled for this custom schedule season. We already ran them all. And then 4 for the career mode as well per season I plan on doing. We've done 3 so far. I read that wrong when I first saw that. It said you said that today I shot a deer, or I didn't shoot a deer. I'm sad. I thought you said can't talk. I thought you said that I shot a deer and now I'm sad or something like that. And I'm like, well, why'd you shoot him then? Didn't make any sense. I read it wrong the first time. I almost had a deer on the way to work like a week and a half ago. That was something. It was like the biggest deer I think I've ever seen like run across the road. Might have been a moose. I don't think so. They had pretty big antlers though. It scared me. Like it was one of those like I jerked the wheel back to the left. He didn't like dart in front of me. He was kind of running along the side of the road. Like he wasn't actually on the road, but he was like running along the side of the road. I slowed down, and he was still running along like the car when I was trying to creep by. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna run it and just get around him. Like, what is going on here? Yeah, when I first saw it and he was running along the side of the road, I was just like, ah! Just turned the wheel, and then it like, you know, slowly kind of rolled down to like probably 15, 20 miles an hour on this country road. There's nobody else around. And he was just running along, he was just kind of trotting along the side of the road still. I was like, I gotta get around him, and he's not gonna cross. Oh, man. Fell on the back of the Joy. Oh, Bell just overran turn one. Into the wall. After getting into the wall, now he's 3 wide, and he's going to get pitched into the wall by Alfredo. That backfired. Be careful. Don't want to blow that right front tire. Chastain's going to peek in there. He runs the 20 up the track. Bell not getting cut any slack with this lap traffic right now. Dives back to the bottom. Chastain and Alfredo. Davidson trying to go up the middle now between Bell and LaJoy. All the way down to the apron in 3 and 4. This lap traffic's holding him up big time. Kyle Busch has closed that gap quite considerably, and he wants to get back on the lead lap if he can help it. They'll just blew 1 and 2 as well. That's likely going to help Busch. I was hanging on that left rear corner panel of LaJoy. More contact. I don't know why, but it almost helped the car turn. And Bell clears LaJoy. Man, now he gets into Davidson and he slides in the middle of the corner. Bell got really sideways after the contact that time around. He almost went around. How to stay focused. Over 100 lap green flag run. We've cycled through pit stops during this current green flag run as well. Lap traffic is fighting him now. Bell's probably exhausted. Losing patience. Something that he has had a very good job with most of the race today, but not the last couple laps. Finally clears Davidson. He's going to try to get around him. kind of curious when the next pit stop is going to be. I'd imagine we could take it to about lap 200. But the further that we go, maybe we can still make it on one stop. It'll be interesting to see. Considering Bell's got a pretty big lead, if it did stay green to the end of the race, I don't think it's worth the risk. Especially if everybody else ends up pitting anyway. Man, Bell was on the brakes for a long time. Still slid into the wall off the exit of turn 2. I'm back in the gas too soon there, and then he was on the brakes after getting back into the gas, and he still slid. Did the same thing in 3-4. That time he kept it off the wall. Bell's got to get focused again here. Still got decent ways to go in the race, just less than 140 to go. 139 remaining to be exact. The Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 at New Hampshire. Yeah, I know I'm overdriving the corners. I'm losing my concentration, to be completely honest. I'm a little tired. I did still work a half day today, so I got up early, and I was up later last night than what I didn't go to bed right after the stream like most times, and stayed up getting those points situated because I knew I wasn't going to have much time to do it today. In doing so, I didn't get to bed till like 11:15 last night. Still got up at 5. I felt fine, even at the start of the stream, but I think it's kind of starting to hit me over the last, like, 20, 30 laps. It's showing with me overdriving the corners, which is not good considering we still have over 100 laps to go. And the playoffs, of course, on the line. All it takes is one mistake. And it's so easy to crash in this game, let alone with that mistake, and all it takes is one mistake, really, to take you out of contention to perhaps even win the championship. Been awake since 2 a.m. I don't know how you could do that. No thanks. Well, I guess if you work like a night shift or something, maybe you're used to it. But not me. I am not a night owl. 11 o'clock, I'm usually out in general on the weekend, so staying up that late and then still having to work in the morning. I was like, I'll do it because I only have to work a half day, but my arms are still super sore. I just got back into working out again a couple days ago, and like I can't even move my left arm hardly at all. I think I overdid it. Between that and then work today too, so it wasn't that sore yesterday, but today it's pretty bad. I'm supposed to have my leg day today, which I'm probably still gonna do it because I'm not gonna be using my arms that much. But I don't think I'm gonna squat just because I can't get my arm above my head. I don't even think I can get my left arm into like a resting position, like with a bar on there. I'm just gonna have to just go super heavy with the leg curls and the leg extensions, lunges. 2 to 4 hours. Ooh, man, that's rough. I've been there. Well, not the 2. I was like 4 to 6 hours mostly. Like every night when I worked at my old job for about a year. Well, not every night, but the nights I worked. I get home so late, I'd still try to, stream or something for the channel, and I'd be up till 10, 11 o'clock because I get home later than what I do now from this job, and I had to be in an hour earlier in return. And it was a further drive by like 20 minutes. Well, there's Larson and Bell side by side again. Larson back to 10th. He's going to go a second lap down. Larson's... Never mind. I was going to say he's got some significant damage. He does not have damage, though, because you look into the look-back cam, and he no longer has damage. But Bell gets by. No issues that time around, either. Maybe Larson's learned his lesson, finally. The fact that we dumped him and he's still in the top 10, though, pretty impressive. Larson's definitely showing some speed today at the Magic Mile, and being 3 points below the cutoff line coming in with no stages, it's all based off your finishing position. At least I won't have to pause the mid-race to get the stage points. To update those standings on the left side of your screen. Start of the race, those will be relevant to the end. Kyle or Kyle? I picked Kyle. Which Kyle? Maybe you're talking about Kyle Petty or Kyle Weatherman. Such a weird combination. Those are the only two Kyles I can think of that weren't Busch or Larson. Those are the first names that came to my head. Plans for Christmas? Not right now. We usually have it at the house. Usually. Dang it, looking at the chat, I missed him. Hit the wall down the straightaway. That was embarrassing. $126 laps to go down for Christopher Bell that time at the start-finish line. So he continues to dominate this race today. And trying to go for back-to-back wins for just the second time this season. It was the 9th and 10th races of the year when he won back-to-back. They were both on road courses at Sonoma and then turned right around and won the next race at the Indianapolis road course early in the year. So it has been a while since Bell has gone back-to-back on this custom schedule season. Busch or Larson? All-time Busch. He's been around a lot longer. He's accomplished more. But that could change over time. If Larson does what he did this year consistently, or somewhat, he's not going to consistently win 10 races a year, but not in this day and age of NASCAR. But if he can consistently win 5-6 races a year and compete for a championship, the fact that he won one well before Kyle Busch won his first championship age-wise, look out. Look out. Maybe not age-wise, but I know amount of races. Far less. I don't know how old Kyle Busch was off the top of my head when he won the first time. Well, he's 36 now. He's 36 now. First championship was 2015, 6 years ago. So he ran 30. So I guess Larson was a year younger, but a year or two younger. Feathering the throttle off the exit of 2. Oh, Eric Jones putting the bumper to Bell into turn 3. Got Black Friday sale information on PlayStation account. Yeah, I haven't really looked into it. I don't plan on buying anything. I told myself not to. I got enough games for the PS2. I need to keep going, especially with a new series on the channel coming out. Just released the trailer last night. If you haven't checked it out, definitely go and do so. We'll be doing a career mode gameplay of the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Racing 2002 video game on the PS2. The developer's Ratbag. Already recorded the first career mode episode, just a matter of getting it uploaded. Those will just be kind of random uploads. So definitely have that notification bell on so you guys don't miss those uploads. It was a lot of fun. I gotta say, they started the career mode up. It was a lot of fun. It's hard, but it was a lot of fun. And I think well, every race I did on that video, I can't remember if I did 3 or 4, but all the races, event-wise, are just super crazy. And they had something crazy happen. And not like NASCAR 21 Ignition Crazy where it's a dumpster fire. It was like interesting, whether it was the race, the battle, whether it was just a big crash or something that we had to miss. It was just crazy. Because the tracks are so short, you can't like see it happening until it's like right in front of you. That, the graphics too, because it's from 2002. So between it being happening like right as you're getting to it, and the fact that the graphics are bad, it's hard to like pick up. There's so much debris in that game when there's crashes too, which I did not know was a thing. I mean, there's like they look like explosions the way the debris just piles up. So you're trying to miss the debris in the cars. It just gets nuts. Just saw a couple cars pit that last lap, so green flag pit stops maybe starting again. I wonder if Kyle Larson was one of those cars that pitted, considering he was one of the first cars to pit earlier on in the race. Minimal repairs will be made for Christopher Bell when he makes his next stop. He has gotten into the wall a few times during this run, and he's got a one-lap lead on the field, so might as well. Might as well. Definitely for those drivers that just pit a couple laps ago, they are definitely going to have to make another stop for the end of the race. Again, for Bell, I'm just not sure. He's still probably going to have to go about another 30 to 40 laps to even think about making it on fuel. I don't think he can make it that far through this run, but we'll just have to wait and see. Because Daytona has the Daytona 500, got to pick Daytona, but Talladega's awesome too. I haven't been to Daytona. I've been to Talladega twice. I can confirm Talladega, especially at the track, but even on TV, super thrilling. Big move to the inside, 3 wide. Bell got a little loose jumping dramatically that low to the bottom. Still 3 wide in the middle of the corner with DiBenedetto and Stenhouse to his outside. Bell pushing tight. His older tires. Luckily, DiBenedetto cleared Stenhouse, so now they're side by side down the front straightaway. And DiBenedetto was also trapped behind a slower 42 car of Ross Chastain. Yeah, Kyle Larson's back to 13th. I don't think he's pit yet. He's one of the next 2 cars ahead of Bell, so he's still moving backwards. Definitely hurts your long run speed the longer and longer you wait to pit. We're only 8 laps away from a 150 lap green flag run in this one. Bell to the inside of Larson down the front straightaway. He'll pass him cleanly again. Larson now 3 laps down at 13th, I believe. Actually, now that I think about it, I think he's 2 laps down. He might be 3 down, but I think he's 2 down. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. Reese Bobby. You ain't first or last. Yeah, I guess he was the original quote. I love at the end of the movie when he, Ricky, like, said that to him. It's just like, remember you told me when I was like little or whatever his line was, and then he's just like, what? He's just like, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. It's like of course you don't have to finish first all the time. You can finish second, you can finish third, you can finish fourth. Hell, you can even finish 5th. Just shot him straight. It's like I was drunk when I said that. That's probably one of the more underrated, my favorite lines of that movie. Hell, I was drunk when I said that. You can finish second, you can finish third, you can finish 4th. Hell, you can even finish 5th. Well, the thumbnail's Richmond again? I gotta get that fixed. I could have swore I set the thumbnail for New Hampshire on here. I thought I did. You guys have to let me know down in the chat if more people had that issue with the thumbnail. There was an issue with that at another race this season too, and I don't know why I did that. The driver just pulled into the pit lane that time. Couldn't tell who it was. Oh, yeah, he said I was high when I said that. Sorry, not drunk. My bad. Yeah, you're right. Now that you say that. Between that and then also when he finally showed up to one of his races and he tried to pawn the tickets off, like the ticket box office for $50. There's Kyle Busch in the 18. Going a second lap down off the exit of turn 2. So Bell's got a 2-lap lead on the field. Slipping and sliding on these old tires, trying to get this car to go as far as he can on fuel. We're closing in on 100 laps to go at the Magic Mile. Very interesting on whether this is going to be a 3 or 4 stop race total. It was scheduled to be 3, but we had a caution lap 44, only about halfway through the opening fuel run. I just realized my controller battery's low, so I'm going to pause it when I get down the back straightaway and change the battery out. I did not change it under the last stop, but we haven't had a caution yet either, so I know we're close to the next set of pit stops. I don't want to risk it any further because it's been a while. All right, give me one quick second. I'll actually, let me check the thumbnail real quick also. Try to make this as quick as I possibly can. That's not it. Alrighty. No, it is the wrong thumbnail. I don't know how I did that. Well, thanks for pointing that out. I guess that was on my end this time. I don't know if that's actually going to update until the end of the stream or not. I don't know why. Maybe it was me. I could have swore I said it. I don't know why I would like make the thumbnail and just not put it on the video. But there we go. Try refreshing your guys' pages, see if any of that works. I'm gonna hit the like button myself. I haven't hit the like button yet. There we go. Give myself another like. Up to 23. 23 likes on the stream. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button on your own though too. I gotta get up and change the controller. I feel like an old man. I am telling you guys, my arms are so sore from the other day. It reminds me of like a sunburn, but only it doesn't burn, it's just sore. Like, I'm having a hard time trying to take my earpiece out before I get out of the seat. I have to like bend my head down to my arm. Ugh. Oh my god. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I really like... My left arm's even worse than my right arm right now, too. Like, this is me trying to touch my head right now. I am trying so hard. There we go. I did it. Like, if I had to eat with, like, only my left hand, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could. Not tonight. It wasn't that bad yesterday. It wasn't that bad when I went into work today, either. It just got progressively worse as the day went on. Now it's... Like, I've been sore after workouts before, but I think I might have overdid it, because I have never been this sore before. My legs have been just as bad, if not worse, before, but not my arms. My arms have never been just demolished like this before. Alright, trying to get back in the rhythm here. Lap 200. A couple laps away from the 100 lap to go mark. You really see Bell's car wiggling a lot more as this run carries on. Definitely taking over a little bit of a looser handling. The sun beating down. Not a hot day on the racetrack. 74 degrees. Medium temperatures, but that sun may make the car slick, especially with the high horsepower, low downforce package. We've seen a couple cars pit here recently, but not a lot. They'll just pounding the wall off the exit of turn 4. 100 laps to go at the start-finish line that time. So 100 laps remain. Who will get it done here today at New Hampshire? Bell has pretty much led every lap ever since he took the lead at lap 81. A couple laps under caution before that as well, but those were the first green flag laps he's led. Even during the cycling, a green flag stops, he still cycled out as the leader. Knowing the wackiness of cautions in this game, that would be the only thing, in my opinion, that could hurt him between that and just being involved in an accident of his own making as well.
Clear. Got one right. All clear. Got one right. All clear. Car right. 2 on the outside.
Oh man, Eric Jones just about turned the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Second time he's just kind of blown the corner on entry and got right into him.
Still there. Clear all around.
I'm not going to read that name. Funny, but I'm not going to read it. Welcome to the stream.
All clear.
Dirty SpongeBob reference, that is. And no, that is not something that SpongeBob said on an episode either, but
Clear.
the only thing that is remotely close is the last 2 words of your profile name just so happens to be a character from that show.
Clear all around.
That was another power slide. Getting into turn 3.
3 right. Got 2 up top.
I think everybody's trying to push this fuel window as far as they possibly can to try and make it on one more stop if it does go green. We get a caution, that's going to be really, really strange. I don't know if anybody's going to make it with a yellow. Oh, and he just blew turn 1, and he's in the wall pretty hard, too. Bell's been power sliding on corner entry for quite some time, really all the way through the corner. That time he power slid into the outside wall. That's definitely the hardest he's hit the wall today by far. He hasn't hit the wall much, and he might do it again this time into one. Power slides it again. That time he kept it off the wall. Man, this car's been really hard to handle. These guys are trying to stretch the fuel window to be able to make it on one stop. I think Kyle Larson's on fresher tires. He just blew right around Michael McDowell for 15. And he's going to get one of his laps back on Christopher Bell here. We'll see if he can cycle back to second place again. I don't think Larson can make it to the end. Look at how quickly he is getting through these guys. So Wiggles getting back to the gas off turn 2. The car just kind of drifted itself up near the wall. Pull out a line to the inside to make a pass on Ross Chastain. Into turn 3. Oh man, Larson just got into Christopher Bell. Oh, bump and run. Bell's gonna drive it in deep. Oh, and he wipes Larson out again, and he puts himself in the wall in the process. The second time Larson's been dumped by Bell in this race. Bell taking his frustration and anger out on that 5 car. Problem is, Bell hit the wall pretty good down in turn 1 after turning him. Caution is out at the edge of the fuel window. We'll be seeing some pit stops. I don't know why Larson just keeps deciding to just boot us out of the way, but there's one driver Bell is not taking it from, and it's going to be Larson. Mainly because of the issues they had earlier this season, Bell has not forgotten about. And that's the second time those two have had an incident in this race today. Larson already made a stop, too, so that's probably going to trap him more laps down. You would have to think. Oh, man. A little randomization of the running order. Green flag back in the air. Oh, we got cars checking up. Bell just got in the back of Busch. Busch is squeezing his way up the middle. Passing Daniel Suarez now. I don't know what's going on. We might have some cars pitting. Oh, we got another car. The pace car is out on the racetrack. Oh! The pace cars just demolished Denny Hamlin in the 11. And another car, I believe BJ McLeod, was turned down the back straightaway. And now we got cars hitting the pit lane right after the restart as well. No caution. The pace car still on the track, I believe. He just tore up the 11 of Hamlin. And we did not get a caution. Bell still leads. Talk about a playoff race turning up on its side. Bell's made it through. I don't know if the pace car's still on the track or not. What was that? You don't see that every day, I'll tell you that. Oh man, we got cars wrecking in the pits. We got like 4 cars that just wrecked in the pit lane. Well, it looks like Kyle Larson's back to 4th. Court LaJoie's in the grass trying to get up to speed. I'll set that inside retaining wall he's so low. Mason Gutterman, welcome to the stream. Bell drives in really deep into turn 3. I'm just thankful the game didn't crash. It restarted us at the rear of the field again for whatever reason, too. Blaney's in the grass getting up to speed. What is going on? They were not running that low getting out of the pit lane earlier in the race. I don't know why they are now. Well, this could be a fuel mileage race to the end. First YouTuber that pronounces your name correctly. Gutterman? I mean, it looks simple to me. I don't know how they would pronounce it. I kind of like to hear them try to pronounce it just to see how wrong it may be. Well, the worst part is, if this goes green to the end of the race, is the crew chief is telling Bell to pit every lap as of right now anyway. that is a little bit dangerous on the side of things that if this goes green, we don't know how big of a lead Bell's got. That second caution coming out. We don't know who all pitted after the green flag. It dropped on the restart. And poor Denny Hamlin, the #1 seed, who had a great run in the first 100 laps of the race, second 100 laps of the race, started falling back in the field a little bit, and was back running between 13th and 16th for most of the middle portion of the race. And then, on that restart, just got taken out by the pace car, of all things that could have happened. Just destroying the front of that 11 Toyota Camry. And Eric Almirola coming in hot. Behind the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Almirola's probably got fresher tires than Bell right now. Man. Almost made some contact. Rest in peace, Denny. Yeah, for any Denny Hamlin fans out there wondering where he's running on the racetrack, I have no clue right now. I don't know exactly where he was when that pace car glitch happened, but he came in as the #1 seed after winning 3 races in the regular season, and most importantly for him, winning that regular season championship. Getting an additional 15 playoff points on top of the 15 he already had, giving him 30 total. It's going to be tough. Again, we don't know how big of a lead Bell's got. I would assume the running order is randomized due to Bell having to restart at the rear of the field, even though he was the leader. And everybody pitted during the caution. Bell does lead. 71 laps to go. Trying to make it back-to-back wins, and this could lock him into the round of 12. Not having to worry about what may happen at Nashville and Road America. Been hit or miss on the road courses this year. Seems like he either competes for a win or runs terrible. And Nashville, he DNF'd earlier this season. Road America, it's the only road course on this game I have not raced at yet. Whether it was this custom schedule season or the career mode, so a bit of an unknown there as well. Oh, brushes the wall off the exit of turn 2. I would suggest that too, Reese. I back up that statement. Yeah, if I could... I don't control all your guys' bank accounts, so... You can do... You're the ones making the money, so, I mean, you can do whatever with it you please. But I advise you guys to not buy the game at its current state. And if it ever becomes to the point where I think you should buy it, I would mention it, but still to this point, I would not get it. I have it for the sake of being a content creator.
Two up top.
We stuck it out. We've had it good moments. We've had its bad moments. A lot of bad moments. Kurt Busch back to 32nd. What a terrible run for the playoff opener for him.
Stay left. Clear all around. Stay left. All clear.
So far, no patch info yet. Yeah, I haven't. Well, when they had the last patch, oh boy, well, back in the gas too soon. He got into the side of half off the exit of turn 4. But anyway, when the patch came out the last time, they didn't even like announce it. Like it just kind of released, and then they announced it on their Twitter page that the patch was out the day after the patch came out. The patch was out for like 24 hours before they said something on Twitter about it. So it's kind of weird.
Bring it to us this lap.
Well, I know I check for an update every single time I start the PS4 too, whether I check Twitter or not. Robert Weeks, welcome to the stream. Doing pretty good. Hopefully you're doing it well here today, Robert. I know I'm doing great. My Michigan Wolverines beat the Ohio State Buckeyes today, so any other Wolverine fans out there can celebrate the win with me. Going to the Big Ten championship game next week and win that, we'll be in the playoffs. For the first time since the playoffs were a thing back in 2014, so that's exciting.
Bring it to us this lap. Bring it to us this lap. Bring it to us this lap. Bring it to us this lap.
The spotter literally just told us to... Like, he's been telling us to pit every lap, but literally 4 times in a row when I crossed the start-finish line, he was, all right, bring it to us this lap. I didn't think he was going to stop there for a second. I don't know why you got to repeat yourself 4 times in a row. What is he going to say this time? Wasn't as egregious as the last. Chase Elliott in 9th place. He qualified on the pole. He's been in the top 10 all day long. Still got a strong car as he holds to the outside of the race leader, Christopher Bell.
Stay left. All right, hold your line. Clear, clear. Stay left.
Got back in the gas too soon. And the lift. Elliott gets the run off the exit of 4. Bell drops in line behind him. Now pulls out of line to try and make the pass into 1 and 2 again. A little slide job. As he slides up the track, Elliott's going to try a crossover to the inside off turn 2, but he's not going to get there. Really nowhere close. He didn't try to really take a look. I guess he just kind of fell in line behind Bell, knowing he's not really battling. Well, to just keep this top 10 run going for him so far. Keep the fenders on it. 60 laps to go at New Hampshire. It is a fuel mileage race to the finish. We went green with just over 90 laps to go. Had 3 pit stops so far, 1 under green, 2 under yellow. And we've had 2 cautions total in the race. Both for Bell dumping Larson after Bell had moved out of the way by Larson. Those 2 had a history back at Dover, so Bell, although he hasn't really, been ran into by a lot of cars throughout the course of the season on the career mode, I never retaliated, but with Larson, I still remember Dover when he cost us a win, so he does it. He's not getting away with it, and they say drivers don't forget, and Christopher Bell certainly has not forgotten. Again, a win for any one of these playoff drivers, any of the 16 will advance them into the round of 12. They will not have to worry about what happens tomorrow afternoon at Nashville and Monday night at Road America. Our coverage tomorrow on the channel will start at noon Eastern Standard Time for the Nashville 399, our second race at Nashville Superspeedway on the season. The race there for the third race of the season, very early on in the season, and had a pretty good one until we crashed out 13 laps in. And then the game black flagged us for crashing. So we'll hope for the best. That's why a win would go a long way here tonight for Bell. He wouldn't have to worry about what goes down tomorrow at New Hampshire. Could be the 7th win of the season for Bell as well. Again, back-to-back for the second time for himself this season. Man, Ryan Blaney really missed the corner. Way up above the darker area of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Blaney back in 18th. Been riding around with some damage for a while. Very wide off the exit in turn 2. Truex barely had enough room to keep it off of Joey Gase. Andy D in 10th, but Truex still having a good run in 8th. Kevin Harvick up the way in 3rd. Casey's on the lead lap. Bell would want to get through him, get past him as quickly as possible. Next pack to make the crew chief less creepy. That's the least. I'm not too worried about that. I agree with you to a certain extent that he didn't have to be that creepy, but just staring into your soul when he hands you the tablet. A lot of things on the racetrack they got to fix first, though. Yeah, I still have not seen Denny Hamlin on the track after he got wiped out by the pace car. Hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new to the channel and are watching right now. 51 laps to go in the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 at New Hampshire on this custom schedule season of NASCAR 21 Ignition. Fuel mileage race to the end. We had one of those at Sonoma earlier this year. Bell won that race. Being able to outlast everybody else 1 to 2 laps more on fuel to the end. That's going to be the gauge for Bell, is just really seeing when everybody else pits, because the crew chief is not giving him good insight, and there's no telemetry in this game either, so Bell kind of a sitting duck right now. Blow past Kyle Busch down the back straightaway. Busch still in second. Been running top 2 pretty much all day long. So Bell is at least 1 lap ahead of the field. I say at least because, again, the game randomizes the running order under cautions. We've had 2 yellows today, so I have no clue. I know after the first yellow, the top 18 run the lead lap. After the second caution, I have no clue. I have no clue where everybody's at. We do know that Bell is P1, Kyle Busch is P2, Kevin Harvick P3, Kyle Larson in 4th, and Joey Logano rounds out the top 5.
Bring it to us this lap. Clear all around.
It's just amazing that Bell has dumped Larson twice in the race, and Larson's still in 4th.
Bring it to us this lap.
Larson stuck, sorry, never mind, he's in front of Suarez. I thought he was behind him for a second. But Larson's in front of him. Bell and Larson have had run-ins with each other on 2 occasions already today. Now they're both inside the top 5. Bell not afraid to fight back, but at the same time, too, he would really like this race to stay green to the end. Though, if we do get another caution, if Larson decides to try something again, then at least we know we can pit and make it to the end on fuel. But just going to look to try and pass it cleanly. Larson stuck out a little bit of damage. Bell just kind of blew the corner in turn 3. Larson back to the inside.
All clear. Bring it to us this lap.
Don't need to pit. I just don't want to run out of gas. Got to look at the big picture. We run out of gas, the game just kind of makes you sit there. So we would finish, if everybody's still in this race, we would finish dead last. And that would be only 1 point total today, considering that there are no stages in this game. So that is not going to be good for Christopher Bell. So as soon as he sees anybody else pit, he is going to pit too. I don't think it's worth the risk. Unless, really only if there's a couple laps to go and everybody starts to pit, he may try to extend it. It is a short track, only 1 mile, so if he starts to sputter on fuel, he may be able to coast it back to the checkered flag, but that is the big time risk. Outside of dumping Larson twice and getting the wall about a handful of times in this race, but considering it's a short track, not bad. Maybe a little more than Richmond last night, but again, not bad at all. It's been a fairly clean race for Christopher Bell. Trying to get his second win with Irwin on the race car. He's got 1 win with these guys so far. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one more time in today's race as well, now that we are at lap 260 of 301. I saw how much Bell was sliding, especially during that last tire stint, right before that second caution waved, and car's going to be like that at the end of the race if he is able to make it on fuel to the end, or even if he doesn't, just trying to stretch it as far as he can before he pits. It's likely going to do that again. There's Denny Hamlin. First time we've seen him today. He's in 13th. So he is still on the track. I'm curious to see how much damage he's got after the pace car drilled him. Saw some sparks flying after the contact when it happened too, so there was a decent amount of contact. It looks like he's still sparking. Boy, Bill fairly cleared. Alpha's getting really tight off the exit of turn 4. It looked like Hamlin was sparking that last corner in 3 and 4. It didn't look like it in 1 and 2. Talk about some heavy damage. It looks like he's sparking in turns 3 and 4. You guys have to let me know on the channel if you guys can see that or if it's just me. It looks like Hamlin's sparking. Not in 1 and 2 at all, but it's in turns 3 and 4, if he is. We'll know as we get closer if he still is or not. Man, Bell washed way up the racetrack. Still gets a pretty good drive off. There's the doors off of Brian Newman as he blows past him into turn 1. Yeah, I didn't see any sparks out of Hamlin that last time. Oh, yeah, Hamlin's got some significant damage from the pace car still. Well, drove it in deep. Man, look at that. I think he got plowed into from behind earlier, too, when that happened. How he's still in the race and still in 13th is beyond me, but he is still in the race. The regular season champion's just trying to survive at a track that he typically runs really well at. And now it just morphs back to, like, no damage. I know he's got damage after pace car. I'm not buying it. He's got significant damage. Seems he was sparking. Yeah, it looked like it from far away. It got closer to him. It didn't look like it. It was really, really odd. 33 laps to go that last time by. Still sitting on a fuel mileage race to the end as of right now. No telemetry in this game. We're basically basing it off of everybody else on when they pit. Bell will pit with them. We know that Bell's got at least a 1-lap lead. Not sure beyond that, though. I look depressed. I'm just focusing. I'm not depressed. I'm a little tired tonight, but from work earlier. I got the next 2 days off, though. So between that and I'm sore from working out still a couple nights ago, so... Where did the commentating go? I'm still commentating. Don't worry. If you are new to the channel and watching right now, you can like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Commentate full races, whether it's video game or real races on the weekend during the season. On the hopes of hopefully getting into the booth one day down the road. New series coming to the channel with a career mode on an older racing game. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars 2002. Just started the gameplay of that trailer out on the channel already last night. Gameplay very soon to come. That will take us through our off season for NASCAR. That'll be kind of like a fun playthrough, though. I'm not going to be commentating those races, mainly because in the under series of the career mode, I don't know who any of the drivers are. So I wouldn't even be able to commentate properly, not knowing anybody. So that's why I made the decision not to commentate those races. So we'll just do that for fun. And leave the commentating here with the NASCAR side of things on the channel. Figured I'd do something different during the off season. Still have some fun with it.
Clear, clear, clear.
Pretty fun recording it last night. I do have to, or 2 nights ago, excuse me. I do have to say.
Hit this lap. Hit.
27 laps to go. No sign of anybody pitting yet.
All clear.
Sure, everybody else is going to try to wait it out as long as they possibly can as well. Used to work at Home Depot in New York. Oh, there you go.
Hit this lap.
At a store or at a warehouse? I work in an RDC center, which is essentially, I mean, it's a warehouse distribution. Well, it's not slipping and sliding too much yet. Definitely a little bit, but not nearly as bad as what he was earlier when he was really pushing it on old tires. So that could be a good sign. It's definitely going to be close. I believe we went green with 91 laps to go. I believe. You guys might have to go back and fact check me on that. I'm not entirely sure, but I know we had less than 100 to go when the caution itself waved. Bell overdrove 3 and almost put it in the wall that time. Car's still on the tight side. It's not as loose as what it was during the last run when he got a ways into the run. In the store, gotcha. Yeah, I've never worked in the store. I worked in a Lowe's store for a couple years. Like the second half of my senior year of high school, and then the first like year and a half I was out of high school, I worked in a Lowe's store. Doing like anything inventory, just counting product. Verifying the right amounts.
Clear. Bring it to us this lap.
Then when that position went away, it was kind of a crapshoot, so I didn't want to work there anymore. I wasn't even working the position that I had, you know, at the place because the position went away. They wanted to keep me in the store, so they sent me down in lumber. I had no clue what I was doing down there. I mean, like, I could, like, stock everything, that's fine, but, like, when people would call in, and they were scheduling me by myself, so not only you got this new guy down there, that, yeah, I've been working in the store, but I wasn't working in a department at all. Rather, yet they just, like, stuck me where they kind of needed me, because they didn't have many people there. That was pretty bad. There were a lot of pissed off customers at me because I didn't know what I was talking about. And a lot of uncomfortable situations from my behalf, and I'm sure for their behalf too, because they could like see right through me or whatever. But I didn't know. Like, I did my best. I did my best. At the end of the day, that's all that mattered. And I gave it a try. Because I was like, oh, let me see, you know, what it's going to be like first. And then after 2 weeks, I put my 2 weeks in. I suffered it out for a full month. I didn't even want to go back into work for those last 2 weeks I was there because I knew it was going to be a train wreck. But yeah, that was pretty bad. And it was a Monday through Friday schedule originally, and I was losing that. I wasn't getting my same shift. I was getting randomized shift schedules, kind of like everybody else in the stores. Like, so not only lost my position, but I lost the hours I was working too. I didn't have my regular Monday through Friday shift. Some nights I was opening, and then I'd have to go in and close some other nights. So it was just like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, this isn't what I was hired in here to do. And The only reason they made my position go away, because there were actually 4 of us that worked that position. They just kind of threw us in random departments so we had a job. But it was a part of budget cuts. Because they cut a couple other positions. Like, they cut the janitor position. But with the janitor, they just, like, fired her. Like, she was... And it was a crappy thing with that, too, with her. Not only that, but she didn't even know. Like, they didn't tell her. She came into work one day because she was on vacation, so she wasn't even there, like, the full week that our positions were effectively going away. She went into work, then they told her that she had to leave because she didn't work there anymore. Like, it wasn't her fault. I mean, they just did away with the position, but instead of sticking her in the store kind of like they did with a couple other of us, I was lucky they stuck me in the store. I wasn't just jobless for a month. But, yeah, I couldn't imagine being in her situation. I didn't know her too well, so I didn't know if she had, like, kids or anything. That was just an extremely crappy situation. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Went to the University of Michigan in college. I did not go to college. You were asking me. But yeah, congrats to the Wolverines today as well. Thanks. Thanks for that, Patrick. That's pretty cool. Went to the University of Michigan. Yeah, so I almost went to Bowling Green State University. That was almost the college I went to. I was very close, but I didn't go. I backed out before I started. Joey Logano still in 5th, Keselowski in 6th. Good day for Penske outside of Blaney, who was in the top 5 earlier in the race, but last that we saw them, he was running in 18th. And Kyle Busch is now the next car ahead of Bell. So that tells me that Busch is about to go 2 laps down. Bell's still trying to monitor the fuel. NASCAR Home Depot stories out here. That was actually my story at Lowe's. That wasn't my Home Depot story. That was my story of when I left left Lowe's. I think some of my co-workers respected me at all either too. That's besides the point, but I kind of got that vibe, like, from them, that, like, whenever I'd, like, talk to them or tried to talk to them or something, it seemed like they were just kind of like, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't even be working here or something. And that was before I got moved to lumber and didn't know what I was doing. That only made me look worse. That wasn't even my fault. But even before that, it's almost like they were just, like, critiquing how I was doing my job. Or this one guy was making me, like, because I would count the inventory, and if the shelf was empty, I would have to fill it. And this guy that worked over in millwork where the doors were, he always had to, like, he always didn't restock any. Like, he was lazy, he didn't restock anything. And he would put that off on me because he knew when I went in the next morning to count, because I always worked when they opened, that I would have to fill it up for him. And I told him I wasn't doing that anymore, and he got mad at me, and he kept, like, oh, like, I would just wait it out halfway through the shift. He's like, so when are you going to stock my doors? I'm like, it's not my job to stock your shelves. Like, I'm not a stocker. I count inventory. It's like over half of your department is empty. It doesn't mean I'm here to count the stuff. And there's so much missing that isn't, like, on the shelf itself that it takes me longer to count. It makes my job harder. And then I supposed to fill your shelf on top of it. If I don't get to it, he gets upset because I was supposed to do it, even though it was his department. That guy ticked me off. That's like the only human being that I could ever think of that like legitimately like pissed me off on a daily basis. Like, we didn't get along very well. And I'm very, very easygoing. You guys know that. 10 laps to go at New Hampshire. No sign of any pit stops yet. Don't turn away now. This is a fuel mileage race. 10 to go. Nobody has pit. Bell's still on the racetrack, trying to go 91 laps to the end on fuel. He still leads this race by at least 2 laps. And if it is more than 2 laps, it's because the field got trapped a lap or 2 down during the cautions. We had a lot of cars pit after the last caution as well. I'm not sure if Busch was one of those or not. Stock shelves myself. But that's probably like your job to do that though. Like it was not my job was specifically to count the inventory. Not my problem that you're not stocking the shelves thinking I have to do it. And there's a couple empty spots, I'll fill it up, but I'm going out of my way to just end of the day every day to stock your department. That's not my job. He wasn't even busy half the time. He would like sit in like those chairs like at the front of the department, and he would just like be watching me every time I went by. Like he was just like, he was an older guy too. I don't want to say that's like all old people, but he was like, I don't think he was quite in his 60s. I think he was like mid to late 50s. Just probably looked at me like I was some young punk. Only 19, 20 years old at the time. And, you know, I'm working a Monday through Friday job, and he's probably working on the, you know, every other weekend and stuff. He's probably jealous of this, even though he was getting paid a lot more than me, but maybe he was jealous of that. I don't know what his problem was with him. Just how people could be sometimes, I guess. Alright, back to the racing side of things for the rest of the night. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Still nobody has hit pit road. Bell remains on the racetrack as he gasses it up off turn 4. Tires are definitely getting pretty old because last couple laps he's been sliding on corner entry a little bit more, kind of like he was before that second caution of the race came out with just under 100 laps to go. 5 laps left, though, this time by. When they get to the start-finish line, Bell trying to make it to the end on just 3 stops as scheduled. Big slide into 3. Very easy. Kind of feathering the throttle through the middle of the corner. And with no telemetry, you just got to hope that he can make it. Because the crew chief has been telling us to pit every lap after the restart, so you know that he's not going to be accurate. Because he hasn't been this entire run. On top of that, again, no telemetry to actually be able to check ourselves. Estimated-wise, how much fuel we have left in the car. And now we got 1 car in the pit lane. I think Martin Church Jr. is on pit road. 4 laps to go. So we have just seen our first stop. We've seen some fuel mileage races at New Hampshire in the past, and we have our first driver in the pits. Truex was in the top 10. He was in 8th place the last we saw of him. That could be a rough finish for him. And now we got another car pitting this time. Looks like Chase Elliott in the 9 car, who was also inside the top 10. Will pit this time. 3 laps to go for Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin's in the pits. William Byron's in the pits. Benedetto? I think Bell's out of gas. Oh no! Christopher Bell's out of fuel getting into turns 1 and 2, and he's got to limp it all the way back around the racetrack. You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. Bell is out of fuel. He's trying to make his way into the pits. He's going to take a shortcut into the grass. Trying to desperately make it as he's creeping around the racetrack, and his lead is going away with just 2.5 laps, now down to 2 to go. this time by. Trying to at least make it to the pit lane before he stalls out. And I think he's going to get there, but... oh my goodness. And who else is going to run out of gas before the end? Bell has just hit the commitment line, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get to his box. AI's taking over. No, that's it. I mean, I have no control. Oh my goodness. Heartbreaker. Bell is still in the lead, but he is going to get passed at some point. Oh, we got another car coming in. It's Chris Buescher, but he will get around Bell no problem. Drama late at the Magic Mile with 2 to go this time by. Cars coming into the pit lane. Bell's out of gas. 3rd time this year he's ran out of fuel with this one with a couple to go. And we're just stuck. I made it to the pit lane. Other NASCAR games, you make it to the pit road and the AI kind of just takes over, but Hamlin into the pits. Bell's still the leader. I don't know how many laps the field was ahead of us, but obviously quite a few. I'm just hoping somebody hits us or something and we get going again. Everybody's just driving around us, so. I mean, Bell's sitting here for right now. He still scored the leader. I mean, he might not be in the lead anymore, and the leaderboard just might be like this because we're in the pits. I have no clue. I mean, everybody's missing us. Unless we get a caution. If we get a caution, that'd be great, but we have not seen anything yet. More cars coming. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's a push. Balicki is pushing Christopher Bell. And now so is David Reagan. Sorry, that's Anthony Alfredo in the 38. Oh, so close. Bell just needs more pushes to get to his pit box. I think the race is over, and that's why a lot of these cars are pitting right now. Another push from Michael McDowell. So he's got 2 to go. There is the pit lane for Christopher Bell. I think he's going to make it to his box finally. And I believe the race is over. So Bell has made it into his pit box out of fuel. I have no clue where he's going to finish, though. And you would think the race is over. I don't know how many laps ahead he was. We're going to have to wait and see. This might not be over yet. Heavy damage to the back bumper of the 20. And they're going to work on the left front. We don't need this. We need to get out of the box as quickly as possible right now. I mean, the race may be over. I'm not sure. Bell was sitting there for a long time before he got pushed into his pit box. Final lap. He scored in 6 now. Oh, man. Kurt Busch just about turned him, come out of the pit lane. Bell has scored in 9th. Pulling out in front of Bubba Wallace. Checkered flag is in the air. Man, that took an awfully long time for the field to make up their laps, but the checkered flag is waving. The race is over, and Bell will still survive to get a 9th place finish at New Hampshire. Oh, my goodness. I thought we were going to finish last. Kyle Busch wins again as he was able to make it on fuel to the finish. 3 cars finish on the lead lap today. Bell was 2 laps short on fuel. Still gets a top 10, which is a solid points day, but he will not be locked into the next round. Our 2nd fuel mileage race of the year. Another one is won by a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, and what a hot streak for Kyle Busch. Busch has now won 3 of the last 4 races en route to his 4th victory of the season. Kevin Harvick finishes 2nd, Kyle Larson 3rd, Joey Logano 4th, Martin Truex Jr. rounds out the top 5. Chase Elliott 6th, Alex Bowman 7th, Brad Keselowski 8th, Christopher Bell 9th, and Matt DiBenedetto rounds out the top 10. And again, you just wish that there was telemetry in this game. We saw a couple cars pit, and we knew Bell was going to be close. And he had 3 to go, and he was thinking he could have made it. And he was 2 laps short to the end. We got lucky, cars hit us in the pit lane when we were able to get a top 10. But if there was telemetry in this game, that would not have happened. We would have at least saw, okay, we're a couple laps short, we'll ride it out in case we get a caution. If not, we're going to pit. And we might have still been able to win if we pitted, only because we were sitting at the front of the pit road entrance for a long time. I don't know, mixed emotions. Because I thought we were going to finish last when we ran out of gas and stalled out in the pit lane. Thank goodness other drivers ran out of fuel that they were able to push us. But at the same time, Bell was just 2 laps away from victory, and he led over 200 laps. Over 200 of the 300 laps led for Bell today, and he finishes 9th. 14th win of the year for Joe Gibbs Racing, though, 4th in a row. And again, Busch has won 3 of the last 4. This win for Kyle Busch will advance him into the round of 12 of the playoffs. He will not have to worry about Nashville or Road America. And he won at Nashville earlier this season. That was his first win of the year. So he might get a chance to go after the Nashville sweep. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. But we'll take a look at where the other playoff drivers finished that were not inside the top 10. Denny Hamlin finishes 12th. Tyler Reddick finishes 14th. Take a picture of the finishing results so I can get the points on my own. Ryan Blaney 16th, Austin Dillon 20th. Kurt Busch 26th. Cody Ware 30th, Josh Bilicki 28th. And then William Byron DNF'd and finished dead last, getting only 1 point for himself. So he may be below the cutoff line. That's a tough break for Byron. He had a fast car. He was as high as 3rd early in the race. But he had DNF'd. So Byron, Reagan, Grollo, McLeod, and Gase all failed to finish the race today. Can I play NCAO? No, I don't plan on it. No, we got through the full race today. I'm not doing anything else. Man, what a bummer, though. That just... How many laps down did we finish? 1. Yeah, so we only finished 1 lap down at the end of all that. But that's just a heartbreaker for sure. I saw the chat going off when we ran out of fuel. That was definitely a heartbreaking loss for Bell. But that is going to end it. Tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time for the next full race live stream of this custom schedule season. Bell going to look for a redemption race at Nashville. 2 laps short on fuel today at New Hampshire. Still got the top 10, finishing 9th, but leading over 200 laps. Did not get the win. Has to be frustrating, and knowing how tight the points battle is. You had a good points day, getting a or ninth place finish, getting a top 10, but he could have been locked into the next round. And now we got the unknown at the Nashville Super Speedway tomorrow. But we'll see what will go down. Again, noon Eastern Standard Time. Have a good rest of your Saturday night, everybody. Enjoy some college football. Again, go blue, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.